What up, man? Your boy Mr. Tex right here. My boy Reckless right here. Reckless Talk Management. Holy
Yes,
shit.
sir. Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Tell me all about it right quick, man.
Man, first and foremost, man, big shout outs to you, brother, for real,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Love working with you, man. It's an honor to be on here. It's actually weird being interviewed.
Hey, right,
on
hey.
the other side of it, right?
It was a while before I even started to get interviewed. So, and I appreciate you for doing that too. Because sometimes people in our positions don't ever want to interview each other,
Yeah.
which is some hating ass shit. But it's the truth because they end up seen as competitors technically. And fuck that. We need this is exactly
man.
what we need
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
And one thing that Hustle Time Network we definitely try to put on a lot of people on the mic as far as because we got plenty of artists all the time. It's not too many that can do this and only do this or sacrifice trying to go full scale on the hip hop to do this because I'm sure we all have our tails in the hip hop scene to begin with. But I could talk all day long, man. Reckless in the building right now. Also, the Reckless Talk podcast too. You've had me on board too.
Yes, sir.
But Reckless
Yes,
Talk
sir.
Management. Let's talk management.
Regular Talk Management and Promotions, man. We started that company a few months ago. It's like we deal with so many artists. You know what I mean? I met you just over a year ago. And since then, like the podcast blew up. Won an award for Host of the Year podcast.
Fucking right. I saw that. Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
That was live right there,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, I
Right
came
there.
in front. It was dope. And then the podcast won runner up. You know what I mean? So one of the top shows in Houston. And what makes it so amazing, I don't do it for that. I don't do it for the recognition. I don't do it, you know what I mean, for the numbers. You know what I mean? I do it solely and truly for these artists, for these businesses. You know what I mean? And dealing with all these artists and building these relationships with Bobby Bless, with T Phenomenon. You know what I mean? Kenny Gemini's. You know what I mean? Dan D, the Hitmaker, Dion Garcia. You know what I mean? It's like T Phenomenon came to me for like damn near every day for like 3 months. It was like, yo, Jay, be my manager. And I'm like, I'm not a manager, T. You know what I mean? And every day.
Now you gonna be my manager.
Yeah, like every day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? All right, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? And then Bobby got on board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like they are some amazing artists, you know what I mean? Like I seen just in the past year how far they both came.
Real
you know
talk.
what I mean? And like I would be selfish not to manage them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowing the platforms I've had and how fast I'm growing and the relationships I've built in the community. You know, I mean, not in the community, I'm sorry. The relationships I'm building in the community.
Well, you've
the
done
hip-hop
some community work too, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Definitely been out there too, which is another important part of the aspect.
So like, you know what I mean? Like we was just chilling on Flip last week. You know what I mean? Sipping on some Otto's Rupert. Big shout out to Otto's Rupert, man, for real. Big shout out to Otto's
Made me
Rupert,
want
man.
to sip real quick, right when you said sipping.
You know what I mean? So it's like if I'm making these connections, it's like how can I not? You know what I mean? They've been rocking with me. Every concert I throw, every festival I throw, they there performing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like T said earlier, man, he going on tour with fucking Afro Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So man, y'all check that out, man. July 15th. July 14th in Austin. No, I'm sorry. July 14th in San Antonio. July 15th in Austin. July 20th in Muleshoe, Texas. Almost sold out. Get your tickets now. And then the very last stop, July 22nd in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Y'all don't want to miss it. I've been telling T from day one, man, you were the Afro man of today.
Yeah.
His very first single I heard, Big Booty Hunter. And my reaction,
what?
Yo,
Say that again?
Yo, Big Booty Hunter. Yo,
Okay,
and
I
my
like that.
reaction, y'all go check that out, man,
Straight
on
to the
YouTube,
point.
all streaming platforms. And first thing, my reaction was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right, you know what I mean? And then I get him on the show, and literally like a week or two later, he sends me a video. He in the strip club, they playing Big Booty Hunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with Bobby. You know what I mean? Bobby is a lyrical genius. You know what I
Yes.
mean? He got that old school 90s vibe, you know what I mean? That boom bap, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, yo, and to see his growth, you know what I mean? Especially his stage presence. He's killing on his stage presence.
Yeah.
From a year ago to today, we just T's on tour now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's amazing, man. And we thinking bigger than Houston. And nothing against Houston, but we don't want to be local.
Now, fuck that. No.
We won't.
Go
you know
go
what I
as
mean?
far as you fucking can.
Like,
the fuck out of Houston. I tell you that much.
We trying to get with other cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just booked T for a party boat concert. You know what I
that's
mean?
live
In
right there.
Lake Jackson, Lake Travis, in June 30th. So y'all get your tickets on Eventbrite. Check out my Facebook, Jay Reckless.
Staying busy though.
You know what I
That's-
mean?
that's
So
what it
it's
is.
like, you know what I mean? And then they Bobby and T, they both got they perform with a live band at the concert. I think it's called the Concert House. It's a smoke shop. You know what I mean? So they're gonna be performing with a live band, and they both performing another show earlier that day. You know what I mean? Then they got the Hustlers in Queens. Was June 27th or 29th or some shit. But like, yeah, like it's motion. It's
Staying
motion,
on
man, and it's amazing to see the growth. You know what I mean? Like I also manage another artist, 2 bands also, you know what I mean? And it's dope. You know what I mean? So that's really how that came about. Really, if it wasn't for T, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I never thought or wanted to be a manager. You know what I mean? But it's dope as fuck. A lot of fucking work, but it's dope. You know what I mean? So, man, to everybody out there, man, pursue your dreams, man. Never give up. You know what I mean? Because last year, I was on episode 1 of my podcast. Here I am a
Like
year.
140, 150 or something already
shit,
by now. I remember
I-
it was 100 podcast.
I
I was like
just-
number 199.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I was
just-
almost 101, 101.
I literally just finished my 133rd episode
Goddamn.
at 8 o'clock tonight. Big shout outs to Brian Wiggins. He's a retired CFL, NFL wide receiver.
Hell yeah.
And he is now, big shout outs to Houston Energy. I also do media for them. You know what I mean? He's their head coach. Professional women's football team. They don't wear lingerie. It's straight pads. They out there hitting. You know what I mean? Hitting. Like it's crazy. You know what I mean? So they don't get no media play. So we literally travel with them all over the country. They just like the NFL. They away games out the state. They go
yeah.
to California this weekend.
Serious with it.
You know what I mean? So it's like we just trying to spread light and recognition on a lot of things.
Yeah. You feel like the way I see it, it's like pretty much a full circle moment on a lot of stuff that you've been doing here,
Yeah.
especially since we first met to just a year ago, just to what you're doing in this first year.
Yeah.
It feels like, and then you're saying like, hanging out with Flip and some of these people that I know we all grew up, listening to a lot of these artists. We've been in a lot of the same rooms with some people that sometimes we're both looking at each other like, hey, bro, we really in here?
Yeah,
Like-
that was me and T last week. We like, what the fuck?
Man, I'm still enjoying a lot of those moments right now as we speak, man. I just every day is just kind of like, what the fuck is this really? So in such a short amount of time, man, I gotta applaud you for everything you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Not only on the promotions and the marketing and the management, but also, man, just hosting wise, 'cause that's gonna definitely get you comfortable. Because I tell you one thing, when you watch your first episode to one of the most recent ones, you can definitely see.
Man,
I'm sure you can see the progress. Like myself, I don't even like to watch my last
Man,
year.
I did
Like, I
that
ain't
a
watched
few
nothing
weeks
from
ago,
last
Tex.
year. Like.
I did that a few weeks ago, and I went to episode 1. I was like, what the fuck? And then to my most recent, I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's dope, though. It's dope, you know what I mean, to see the progress. You know what I mean? It's really, really dope, for real.
That's right. And some of the backstory too, because I remember when we were first talking too. You moved around too, right? Because originally from the East Coast.
Yeah,
or where?
I'm originally from New York. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you also got to experience the origins of the hip hop
Yeah,
in the early
yeah.
days and the stuff that a lot of us got to experience. But a lot of new artists that I see a lot that don't even have no clue on how it was back then, as far as the footwork, the stuff when it comes down to the hip hop, to now. Now, I mean, I got kids 16-year-old kids recording songs and upload that shit from their mama's basement and going platinum all of a sudden. I'm
Yo,
like, fuck.
and that's what's dope about managing Bobby. You know what I mean? Because he has that's his swag. You know what I mean? And let's keep it real. We're in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas is a culture of its own. Like, when you go out of the country and you gotta learn that country's culture.
Yep.
Houston, Texas is the same exact way. When I moved to Houston from New York, it's literally, don't get me wrong, every city, every state got their own swag and everything, but literally Houston is its own culture.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And with Bobby being the type of artist he is in not just the South, but in Houston, Texas, he's at a major disadvantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm glad
that-
you said that too. I was going to bring something up too that you're right on the money with that, as far as the regional sounds, right? Because one thing I'll say, we do have some really talented lyrical artists here in the city that I feel like if they had done it in other regions too, they would have been fucking stars by now. right?
Oh, yeah,
like the
facts,
lyrical side, like even like let's just talk about like K Reno or Doe Man, some of these lyrical artists, GT Garza that are really talented. They do their Houston swag stuff too, but they're really talented on the lyrical side. But if they were in other regions, right, this is why it's also important too, like what you were saying, just getting the fuck out of Texas too, because this sometimes it's I don't say it's a disadvantage because again, it's good to stand out here in Houston.
Yeah.
But man, the regions are different, right? There's some stuff here in Houston that probably would not fly or really get the same love, maybe out in the East Coast and vice versa.
And
It's
vice
kind of
versa,
weird because
yeah.
Houston, I don't want to say that we're not a lyrical city, but it's almost like we don't have as much lyrical love, right, for the lyrical artists out here like we should, because, and you'll see this a lot in the recent Kendrick and Drake beef too. That really kind of separated a lot of, on the lyrical side that some people may not quite understand, on how that went out. So anyways, I didn't want to go off track, but you're right on the money with that, and that's something I feel like some artists or some people need to hear, because that's the importance of getting out, finding out where you're hot. Some of these artists that aren't as hot here, but they're fucking in Germany and fucking shit like that overseas. Holy shit!
And I'm glad you said that, man. 'Cause a lot of artists they leave the country, and go get that recognition and popularity and become superstars in other countries, and then come back to the States. Big shouts to Emily Glazner, another artist we deal with. She did that. She went to Europe and she's a pop star in Europe.
Yeah.
And now she's back out here
doing what you got to do I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
you just don't want to just stay and just, man, we got a lot of artists as it is. Like Texas is just so, now I was telling somebody earlier, you can go platinum in just Texas alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's its own thing, but I feel you on that, bro. And I got to say, man, keep doing what you're doing. Management side, I know you're scouting talent. If artists want to tap in with you, or maybe they want to submit music to you, what's the proper channels they got to go through, the proper way they got to go through to get to you?
It's so easy, and I'm glad you said that, man. Y'all tune into the podcast, man, Monday through Friday. We are live 42 times a month.
Man,
we do
I love
42 lives a month on YouTube, YouTube Music, and Facebook. If you want to submit your music, man, hit my email, recklesstalk718@gmail.com. That's reckless with an R. recklesstalk718@gmail. Submit your music via MP3, or if it's a music video, via MP4. Man, and I upload and we run it. You know what I mean? I do the morning mix Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then the Reckless Rush Hour mix from Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So, man, that's all y'all got to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I run your music, man, my fan base is brutal.
And I see you all the time, too. Like, it's just about any time I turn on my Facebook at these certain hours, I'll start seeing you right there early in the morning, too. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I ain't took a shit yet. I'm sitting, I'm still scrolling, I ain't even got out of bed. And I see you already right here, just mixing, just looking around. I'm like, God damn, that boy's up already, shit. Like, God, okay. So my boy's on it, man. You got to stay tapped in. I'm glad you tapped in with me tonight. Again, I'm seeing everything that you're doing, so I already know it's just complete progress all the way up. And again, shout out to Bobby Bless, T Phenomenon, all the artists. Also, Dandy, the Hitmaker, came by earlier too. So shout out to all the artists you rock with. Again, they got to stay tapped in with you on the social media too.
Dan, my guy, man. Big shout out to Dan, man, for real. That's my guy right there.
That's right. And they want to also follow the. You might have already said. I'm thinking I'm high right now, but you said. Reckless. Did you already give him the Reckless one and the correct spelling too? Don't
all right, follow the YouTube channel, man. Reckless Talk. I'm high as fuck.
Is it Reckless without a W, right? Or Reckless?
Nah, it's Reckless with an R. Reckless with an R. The Reckless Talk Podcast. THA Reckless Talk Podcast. All one word on YouTube. You know what I mean? And then there she goes. She got my shirt on right there. There you go. The Reckless Talk
Reckless
Podcast. And then Instagram, Reckless Talk 718, Facebook, J Reckless. And if anybody want to interview artists, business owners, restaurants, you know what I mean? Like I said, Reckless Talk 718@gmail. Get at me. Food reviews, food challenges. Yeah, I'm anybody. Let's do it.
That's right. Collab with me on that food review too. Let me know. I'll go.
Man, we just did a 2-foot pizza challenge at Fat Boys Pizza, man. Big shout out to Fat Boys Pizza.
I'm full now, but I'm always down to go grill.
Oh, the next one, on June 15th, man. I'll let you. I forget the name of the place, But we're gonna do a rib challenge
Done.
June 15th. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Rib challenge. Come
I
on.
already called them and everything. It's in Conroe. But yeah. And we also plan on doing a food tour around Texas too. To
Let's
go
do
find
it.
the best food in Texas too.
Come on
Yeah,
with
we
it.
podcast on the road.
We'll probably end up doing that at the Exotic Pop Texas tour somehow. We got to tie all that in together.
Man,
Hit
let's
these
do it.
city because I'm
Let's
gonna need
do
some
it.
interviews, all that. So we're gonna tap in, man.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
boy
Oh.
Reckless Talk.
Man, big shout outs to everybody, man, that's been up by my side from day one. Big shout outs to my love back there, for real. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be living my dream. Big shout outs to, man, Dion Garcia, man, my mentor, man. That's my guy right there, A1 Music Empire, for real, for real. He been A1 since day one. First one to put me on, second one to put me on the radio. Big shout outs to Malcolm, man, Real Talk 100. Man, big shout outs to T, Bobby, Kenny Gemini, the whole crew, man, Corinne, man, love all y'all, man. Like I said, a year ago, I never imagined this, man. Yo, we live in our dreams, man. Let us help you reach yours. Let's do it.
It's going down, man. Hustle Town Network. Boom. We out.